Curious to know where all your fancy data science skills can take you? Incredible places. Of that you can be assured. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about all of the epic things you can do along the data science career path, as well as the secret sauce skills you need to get to the top. Now, for the very best data leadership and business building advice, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when a new episode drops each week. Hi, I'm Lillian Pierson, and I am so grateful to say through my partnerships with LinkedIn Learning and Wiley, I have been able to educate well over 1 million data professionals on how to do data science. That, and I've been a data entrepreneur since 2012. I'm CEO of Data-Mania, and our mission is to help data professionals like you transform into world-class data leaders and entrepreneurs. Let's start off by looking at the data science skill set. You'll need to have at least some mastery in 8 core areas. Now, core area number 1 is, of course, statistics, machine learning, and programming. You'll need a good grasp of statistical methodologies, the mathematics that goes into them, and how those actually dovetail into machine learning. Why? Well, because these are the basic constructs through which data scientists are able to deliver predictive insights. Beyond that, data scientists have to be proficient in at least one programming language. Honestly, Python is the most popular today for data science, but some people are using R, Java, and Node.js. If you're actually looking for training on how to do Python for data science, I've actually got 4 or 5 courses with LinkedIn Learning that will teach you that exact topic. So I'll link to those in the description below in case that would be of help. Now, core number 2 is data science analytics. When I say that, I'm really talking about a process where you go ahead and define a business question, create a hypothesis, plan how to use analysis methods to test your hypothesis, and create a plan for executing using data sets you have available. Core 3 is data preparation. In all honesty, data scientists spend most of their time preparing data for analysis and for model building. First, you have to identify and collect all of the necessary data. Then you need to process it, transform it, and clean it to get it in the format you need for making predictions. Then you'll need to handle data anomalies like missing values, outliers, and of course, normalization. In all honesty, this is not fun work, but stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to show you how you can use your data science skills to have mostly fun most of the time. Taking us to core number 4, that is model building. Data scientists train models using a variety of algorithms. After testing out all of the algorithms, they, of course, then choose the algorithm that performs best in terms of prediction accuracy. To do this, data scientists need to be able to understand and use multiple model building technologies and patterns. They need to have a super solid grasp on model validation and testing. And then they need to understand how to combine different methods in order to produce accurate insights from data. Core number 5 is machine learning operations, or ML ops as otherwise known. Now, this work was actually developed and inspired by traditional DevOps, and it really helps data scientists and other data professionals communicate and collaborate with developers. So machine learning operations is where you develop streamlined workflows for machine learning. This includes things like automation for data ingestion, training, and deployment into production. Data scientists really need to know how to use MLOps to enable smoother workflows in the machine learning development process and also to bring their products into production. Core 6 is serverless and containers. Now, a really common way to simplify the data science development process is to just bring everything into the cloud and then deploy them within serverless or containerized applications. This has become increasingly popular over the last 3 or 4 years. Core number 7 is, of course, big data. So the majority of organizations have data that comes in either it's moving in different velocities or their data is coming in different formats in terms of structured and unstructured or semi-structured. And of course, way too much data, way more data than they even need. So data scientists need to know how to work with that data, and they commonly do that using big data applications like Spark running on Hadoop. And core number 8 is, of course, data leadership and professional development. Data scientists need to have incredible problem-solving skills as well as strategic capabilities. So I'm talking data strategy here. In order to perform their roles well, data scientists really have to understand the context of the problems that they're solving with respect to the business. Also, they're almost always required to provide clean and clear explanations of their results. To do this, data scientists really need to understand how to analyze a business for risks, how to improve a business, and how to improve information technology processes across an organization. It's a lot. To do this, data scientists need to understand how to evaluate a business for risks, how to use data to mitigate those risks, and how to improve information technology processes across an organization. I've got a data strategy action plan that can get you started on this in record time. I will link to it below if you'd like to learn more. Now let's talk about personality traits for a data scientist. In all honesty, this is not talked about nearly enough. You can get all of the data science skills that you want, but if you don't have the personality to work as a data scientist, you're not going to enjoy the job, and you're not going to be happy no matter how much gobs of money they throw at you for doing it. So to be a data scientist, you have to love solving extremely complex problems all day, almost every day. To build predictive insights, it's extremely detailed work and requires a ton of focus. If you are more of a big picture person or more of a people person, you're almost certainly not going to be happy grinding away coding up predictive applications every day. And in all honesty, there is probably a much better use for your passions and data science talents than trying to be a data scientist. The good news is you don't actually have to compensate anything in terms of compensation to take one of these more compatible roles. I actually created a fun 45-second quiz you can take in order to discover your optimal data career path. And when I say optimal, I mean optimal for not only your data skills, but also your personality. Your personalized results will come with information on over 50 different types of data roles, as well as compensation statistics related to each. So if you want to take the quiz, I've made it available for free over on my website. I'll link to it below. Actually, though, I have a question for you. Tell me in the comments below, if you could have any data role you would like, what would you prefer to do all day? Build data solutions, lead data projects, or just run your own data business? Okay, are you ready for the juiciest part of this episode? It's time for us to talk about the data science career path and all of the killer opportunities that you are going to find along the way. So for the typical data science implementation person, they would come in as a junior data scientist, move up to senior data scientist, and then possibly become a data science manager or director. Now, junior data scientists generally need to be proficient in things like Python, R, and SQL, as well as sometimes Java. They also should have a pretty sophisticated understanding and knowledge of math and statistics, as well as computer science, data analytics, machine learning, IT, and how to communicate insights in an intelligible manner with non-data people. Now, the junior data scientist makes about $84,000 per year in the United States, according to Indeed in 2021. Now, senior data scientist responsibilities come down more to designing well-architected data products. Of course, they're expected to write reusable code and deploy machine learning methods, but they also should know how to build resilient data pipelines in all different types of environments. Senior data scientists need to have mentorship capabilities in terms of helping along junior data scientists and data analytics to become better data implementation people. They also need to have consulting skills and communication skills in order to communicate with business leaders. But their main job is actually designing and building data solutions. And when I say data solutions, I mean predictive engines. Senior data scientists are expected to have 3 to 5 years of experience, and they're generally making about $135,000 per year, according to Glassdoor in 2021. To land this job as a data scientist, junior or senior, I most generally recommend people go ahead and build out a public data science portfolio. And one of the best ways to go about doing that is via Kaggle. If you want to jump in headfirst on using Kaggle to build your data science portfolio, go ahead and check out my video of Owen Zhang. Owen actually won in Kaggle, and I did an interview with him talking about how to go about winning on Kaggle. I'll link to that in the description below. Really quick, I want to talk about machine learning engineers, which is kind of a quasi senior data scientist / data engineer type role. These types of professionals are building applications that deploy machine learning models in production, and they're serious implementation professionals, and their average salary is about $150,000 per year, which is great. But lastly, I want to talk about the data science manager or director. Now, a data science director is ultimately the head honcho of data initiatives or data projects. They're responsible for setting priorities, strategy, interfacing with the developers, interfacing with the business leaders, making sure that the data projects are a success. These roles require serious data leadership skills as well as data strategy skills in terms of protecting the return on investment a business makes into its data operations. The data science manager salary on average is about $141,000 per year in the United States, according to Glassdoor. And this is where things get interesting because a lot of data science implementation people think that the only way to get to the illustrious data science manager job where you can make, you can hit the head honcho role is to work as a data scientist for 5 or 10 years. But actually, it's not like that at all. You can kind of jump around between roles. If you're an implementation person, you probably are not going to be happy working as a leader because you probably are not much of a people person, you're not much of a communicator, and don't really want to be in the limelight. So in this case, you may just want to go for machine learning operations or a better data science implementation role. I've seen salaries for data scientists go up to almost $600,000 per year. But if you're more of a leadership type and you are more naturally focused on ROI and business impact, there's definitely no need for you to spend a decade doing tedious data science implementation work when it's not your passion. You can take a much more direct path to a leadership role, which is why I suggest taking my fun 45-second quiz on what type of data superhero are you. So this quiz basically matches up your personality type and your data skill sets and then returns to you customized recommendations in terms of what data career path is right for you, as well as over 50 different roles associated with each of those career paths and their respective compensation statistics. It's fun and it's free for you to take, so I'll link to it in the description below if you want to check that out. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and then tell me in the comments below which of the roles from today do you like the most. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you'll be the first to know when the next episode drops.